If we've simply got an image that's too big, so our original image is 4 megabytes, and we want to reduce that size to send in an email or include in a document that we're about to make and then upload and share on the web. We want to use something like one of these tools. So if you search compress image in Google, it'll come up with a massive list of all these online tools that you can simply, if we just try this, tiny PNG usually works. PNG is another file type, image file type. If we just drag our original image in, it will upload and it will compress it. So while we wait for that, I'll show you the other way. In Photoshop, if we bring our photo in, instead of changing the image size, we want it to retain its high resolution, but we just want to compress the file so it's a lot smaller to send in an email or something similar. We go to File, we go to Save for Web, and we can then just zoom out and take note of the file size here at the bottom as we play with these settings. Making sure it's on JPEG, we can use one of the presets here. So at the moment it's set to maximum. If we go all the way down to low, it goes down to 240K. So that's a quarter of a megabyte, and the original is 4, so that's 4000K, and we've reduced it to 240K. So that's pretty good, and because it's such a high resolution, you don't really notice the compression artifacts. So that's these things. So if we change this low back to maximum, this is what the compression is doing. You can't see it when you're zoomed at a certain level, but once you start zooming in, this is what's actually happening to your pixels in your photo. So it's an important decision you have to make, and you should always have your original if you want to keep it for other uses. But if you just want to send a version off via email, then this is fine. You could almost go to the low in our case for our high resolution version, because you can hardly notice the difference between here, and here at this zoomed out. So we'll set it to low and we'll say save. And we'll say this is not the original, this is the compressed. And let's have a look. So here's our compressed. It is 250K, and our original is 4000K, or 4 megabytes. And again, if we open them up side by side, you would not notice the difference unless you started to zoom in and notice the compression artifacts that come with JPEG compression. So that's one way, using Photoshop, the manual way. The other way is using these online tools if you don't have Photoshop on your computer at the time. So this Tiny PNG has been able to compress it down in a similar way, but not as much. So this is nearly double what we were able to achieve in Photoshop. But still a very good result. So then once it's finished, you just click download, and here's the file.